When you walk along Hollywood Boulevard, the sidewalks sparkle under your feet. More than 2,700 brass stars embedded in pink terrazzo stretch for 15 blocks, each bearing the name of a person who once touched the world through film, television, music, radio, or theater. For tourists, the Hollywood Walk of Fame is a magical place, a shrine to fame, glamour, and legacy. But if these stars could speak, they would tell you something far different. Behind the glitter lies darkness. Many of these names are etched in bronze not just for their contributions to entertainment, but also as silent witnesses to tragedy, heartbreak, and sometimes even scandal. Today, we will take you behind the shimmer, peeling away the layers of Hollywood's most celebrated sidewalk, and reveal the untold, heartbreaking fates of some of its most famous honorees. This is not the Hollywood you see in the movies. This is the truth, raw, emotional, and sometimes hard to hear. The Walk of Fame began in 1960 as a way to honor artists who had made significant contributions to the entertainment industry. It was meant to be a permanent symbol of achievement. But over time, it became something more, a reminder that fame is fleeting, and that those who shine the brightest often burn out the fastest. Take Marilyn Monroe, for example. Her star is one of the most photographed on the boulevard. Tourists kneel beside it, smiling for their cameras, trying to capture a piece of her magic. But what they don't see is the pain behind her beauty. Born Norma Jean Mortensen, Marilyn's childhood was filled with instability, bouncing between foster homes, enduring abuse, and growing up without the comfort of a stable family. By the time she became Hollywood's ultimate sex symbol, she was already battling depression, anxiety, and an overwhelming sense of loneliness. On August 5, 1962, Marilyn was found dead at just 36 years old, her death ruled as a probable suicide. Her star may shine forever, but her light in life was extinguished far too soon. Then there's Judy Garland, the iconic voice behind Over the Rainbow. To the world, she was a symbol of innocence and hope. But off-screen, Judy's life was anything but magical. From a young age, she was pushed into the spotlight by a demanding studio system. She was given diet pills to keep her weight down and sleeping pills to help her rest, starting a dangerous cycle of addiction that would last a lifetime. Financial troubles, failed marriages, and relentless pressure from Hollywood took their toll. In 1969, at the age of 47, Judy was found dead in her London home from an accidental drug overdose. Her star sits on Hollywood Boulevard, a place that once promised her dreams, but ultimately played a role in her destruction. Michael Jackson, the king of pop, has 2 stars on the Walk of Fame, one for his work with the Jacksons and another for his solo career. His name draws crowds from around the world. But while his talent was undeniable, his personal life was marred by controversy, scandal, and deep personal struggles. From a childhood dominated by an abusive father to a life of extreme fame and isolation, Michael lived under an intense microscope. His sudden death in 2009 from acute propofol intoxication shocked the world and left millions of fans mourning. His stars on the Walk of Fame are constantly surrounded by flowers, candles, and messages, a public reminder of a private life filled with pain. Robin Williams, the man who could make anyone laugh, is another name that hides a tragic ending. Beloved for his roles in Good Will Hunting, Mrs. Doubtfire, and countless other films, Robin's humor was infectious, his energy unmatched. But behind his comedic brilliance was a battle with depression and a diagnosis of Lewy body dementia, a progressive brain disease that causes memory loss, confusion, and severe mood changes. In 2014, unable to bear the mental and physical decline, Robin took his own life. His star is often covered in flowers and handwritten notes from fans thanking him for the joy he gave them, a stark reminder that even those who make us laugh the hardest can be suffering in silence. Another heartbreaking story is that of Whitney Houston, whose voice was often described as a gift from God. Her star on the Walk of Fame glitters in the California sun, but her life was marked by substance abuse, toxic relationships, and the crushing weight of fame. In 2012, Whitney was found dead in a hotel bathtub, the result of accidental drowning combined with heart disease and cocaine use. Her story is a devastating example of how even the most gifted artists can be destroyed by the pressures and temptations that come with global fame. Anna Nicole Smith, once a small-town girl from Texas, became a household name in the 1990s as a model, actress, and television personality. Known for her glamorous looks and bold personality, she seemed to have it all, but her life was riddled with personal tragedy. From legal battles over her late husband's fortune to the loss of her 20-year-old son, Daniel, Anna spiraled into depression and substance abuse. In 2007, she was found dead from an accidental drug overdose at just 39 years old. Her star shines brightly in Hollywood, but it masks a life filled with heartache. The Walk of Fame is not only home to tragic personal stories but also to dark and mysterious endings. Natalie Wood, a beloved actress known for West Side Story and Rebel Without a Cause, died under circumstances that still spark debate to this day. In 1981, Natalie drowned off the coast of California while on a boat trip with her husband, Robert Wagner, and actor Christopher Walken. The details surrounding her death remain unclear, and it has been the subject of speculation and investigation for decades. Her star remains a place where fans leave flowers, but it's also a silent witness to unanswered questions. Even legends like Elvis Presley are not immune to the curse of fame. The king of rock and roll changed music forever, but behind his charismatic stage presence was a man struggling with loneliness, health problems, and prescription drug dependency. In 1977, Elvis died at the age of 42, leaving the world in shock. His star on the Walk of Fame is one of the most visited, a place where fans come to remember the joy he brought them, even as they mourn the cost of his fame. Some stories are even more haunting because they involve stars who were taken at the height of their careers. Heath Ledger, known for his unforgettable performance as the Joker in The Dark Knight, was just 28 when he died from an accidental overdose of prescription medication in 2008. His death came only months before the release of his Oscar-winning performance, leaving fans to wonder what incredible roles he might have taken on had he lived. The Walk of Fame also honors artists who faced discrimination and injustice. Dorothy Dandridge, the first African-American woman to be nominated for an Academy Award for Best Actress, broke barriers in Hollywood but faced relentless racism and limited opportunities. She struggled financially and personally, and in 1965, she died from an overdose at just 42. Her star represents both her groundbreaking achievements and the systemic challenges that contributed to her downfall. The truth is, the Walk of Fame is more than a tourist attraction. It's a cemetery without graves, a collection of names that remind us that fame is not a shield against pain. These stars immortalize people who brought light, laughter, and beauty into our lives, but who also endured immense suffering, often in silence. As you walk along Hollywood Boulevard, it's easy to get caught up in the magic, to take pictures and smile for the camera. But if you pause for just a moment and look down at those stars, you might see them differently. Each one is a story, some of triumph, some of tragedy, all of them human. The Walk of Fame is a reminder that behind every famous name is a real person, with dreams, fears, and struggles just like the rest of us. And sometimes, the brightest stars burn out the fastest. So next time you find yourself standing over one of those shining stars, remember, it's not just a piece of metal on the sidewalk. It's a memorial to a life lived in the spotlight, for better or for worse. And in Hollywood, the line between glory and heartbreak is often just a single step.